He was a filmmaker, a YouTuber, and a fan of Dexter. But behind the camera, he was planning a real murder. This is the YouTube killer. Mark Mitchell Twitchell was born in Edmonton, Canada on April 2, 1986. His friends described him as a happy-go-lucky guy who loved making people laugh. As a kid, he had big dreams. He wanted to be a famous director one day, like the kind of director that could make movies as good as Stephen King. When he was a teenager, he started making short films with his friends. They would post them online, and the attention he got made him feel important. As he grew up, his taste in movies changed. He became fascinated by the Showtime series Dexter, a show about a nice guy who happens to be a serial killer. It's weird to like a show about a serial killer, but Mark wasn't weird. He just had a vivid imagination, and he knew what was real and what wasn't. Or did he? By the time he was 21, he had his own channel. He posted funny videos, vlogs, movie reviews. His viewers loved him. But Mark wasn't satisfied. He wanted more views, more subscribers, and he thought he had the perfect idea. In January of 2008, he posted a video titled, "Dexter Kills Roommate After Fight Over Dirty Dishes." It was a short film he wrote and directed based on the TV show. People liked it. It got over 30,000 views, but Mark wasn't satisfied. He wanted to do something bigger, something better. He started planning his own movie, something that would blow up his channel. He wrote a script about a guy who kills his roommate after they get into a fight. He called it Web Series Episode 1, The Roommate. Then he casted for actors. One of them was a guy named Johnny Altinger. Mark told Johnny that it was just a short film. There wasn't much dialogue. The only thing they had to do was pretend to be roommates. A few days later, Mark sent Johnny a message. He asked if he wanted to hang out. Johnny said yes. "Where do you want to go?" Mark asked. "How about my place?" he replied. So Johnny went to Mark's house. But it wasn't Mark's house. It was a rented garage. It had a mattress, some furniture, a shower curtain. That was it. Mark greeted Johnny at the door. He was wearing a mask. Johnny was confused. What was this supposed to be? Mark didn't answer. He just let him inside. Once they were both in the room, Mark pulled out a knife. Johnny got scared. He tried to run, but it was too late. Mark caught up to him and stabbed him to death. All this time, Mark was filming. He filmed Johnny's face as he lay dying. He filmed the struggle, the panic, the fear. Then when he was done, he took off his mask and he talked to the camera. "Hi guys, I just killed somebody," Mark said. He smiled. He looked happy. He was proud. He dragged Johnny's body to the shower and washed it. Then he put on a black garbage bag and dragged it outside. He buried it in the snow. When he was done, he went back inside and looked at the camera. "This is pretty cool," he said. "I wonder how the police will find me." What you just saw was all planned out by Mark. He wanted to be an internet sensation. He wanted people to talk about him, to make fun of him. He wanted to be famous. Mark was obsessed with Dexter, the TV show. In fact, he was so obsessed he identified with the character. For the next few days, Mark lived out his fantasy. He went to bars, picked up strangers, brought them home, and killed them. He filmed every single one. He laughed, he cried, he screamed. He even interviewed himself afterwards, pretending to be a reporter. When it was all over, he had killed 3 men. He was finally done. He looked at his work and smiled. He was proud. He was happy. He couldn't wait to share it with the world. Mark gathered all his files and put them in a folder. He called it SK Confessions. Then he posted it on his channel. But he didn't post it as a video. He posted it as a download. If anyone wanted to see his work, they would have to download it themselves. The first person to do that was an undercover cop. She saw the video and downloaded it. What she found was horrifying. The video showed Mark killing his victims. He talked about how he planned it, how he did it, why he did it. He even showed her the bodies, the ones he buried in the snow. She contacted the others and they started looking for Mark. They found him in his mother's basement. When they arrested him, he didn't resist. He actually smiled at them. They took him to jail, When they searched his laptop, they found the confession file. They also found a video of him burying the bodies. They confronted him with it. "Do you have anything to say?" they asked. No, he just smiled. At first, he told the police it was all made up. He said he never killed anybody. But the police knew otherwise. They had the confession file. They had the video evidence. They had witnesses. It didn't take long for Mark to crack. He confessed to the murders and pleaded guilty. The judge sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The news of his arrest spread like wildfire. People all over the world were talking about him. They called him the YouTube killer. Some people were scared, others were amazed. But most of them were confused. Why would someone do something like that? If you ask me, I think Mark was obsessed with Dexter. He wanted to be just like him, maybe even more famous than him. You see, Dexter is just a TV show, but Mark thought it was real life. He blurred the lines between fiction and reality, and that's what led him down this path. I mean, why else would he film himself doing these things? Why else would he upload them online? He wanted attention. He wanted people to see what he was doing. He wanted to be part of the story. He wanted to be Dexter. But here's the thing. Dexter is a TV show. It's not real life. Mark should have known that. I mean, he knew what was real and what wasn't, right? I mean, he knew that killing people wasn't okay. But he did it anyway. And I think that's what makes this case so sad. Here was a guy who had everything going for him. He was young, he was talented, he had a bright future ahead of him. But he threw it all away because he was obsessed with a TV show. Do you think fiction can push someone to kill? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, please subscribe. I'm working on more videos like this one, stories that are dark and suspenseful and sometimes even scary. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. He wanted to be the next Dexter, but instead, he became a cautionary tale of obsession turned deadly. The YouTube killer. Some people said he was crazy. Others said he was just misunderstood. But one thing was for sure. He crossed the line from fiction to reality, and in doing so, he became a monster. The end.